Hello everyone. So today in this video we are going to start our chapter number 2, that is solution from physical chemistry. Solution. This is most important chapter of physical chemistry. Now, before going to the topic, let us discuss what is the use of solution or why we will read this chapter. In our daily life, we are accompanying various type of mixtures. We are dealing with various type of mixtures, and all the such type of mixtures, they are having different uses. So the basic need is we should know the composition, we should know the concentration of that mixture. Okay, let us take an example. Suppose 1 parts per million of fluoride ion in water, it will prevent our tooth from decay. But suppose if the concentration of fluoride ion will be high, that means let us assume 1.5 ppm or parts per million of fluoride ion in water, it will become our tooth too mottled. That means small dark spots will be there in our tooth, and the higher concentration of fluoride ion, it will be poisonous to us, or more than 1.5 ppm of fluoride ion of concentration of fluoride ion in water, it will act as a poisonous. Suppose our let us take one example, sodium fluoride, it is used as a rat poison. Clear? So we should know the concentration of the mixture and we should know the composition of the mixture. Now, first of all, our question is, what is a mixture? What is a mixture? So basically, mixture, it is the composition of two or more than two types of components. That means suppose we will take water, we will take sodium chloride and we will add, then we will get salt water. So it is a generally we will call it as a mixture. Clear? So mixture means intermixing of two or more components is called a mixture. Now, depending upon the number of component, we can classify mixture such as our binary mixture, ternary mixture. Okay, but here in this chapter we will only discuss about binary mixture. Now, how many type of mixtures are there? So basically, mixtures are of two types. Number one, mixture, generally there are two types. First one is homogeneous mixture. And second is heterogeneous mixture. Now, what is homogeneous mixture and what is heterogeneous mixture? See, let us discuss with an example. Let us take 2 glasses of water. In one glass, we will add 1 tablespoon of sodium chloride or salt, and in another glass of water, we will add 1 tablespoon of sand. Now, when we will take salt in water, suppose in this glass of water we are adding salt. That means this will be our salt water, and in another glass of water, let us add 1 tablespoon of sand. So it will be our sand water. Now, what we will observe that in case of salt water, suppose we will take 1 tablespoon of salt water from the top and we will taste. Okay. After that, just pour the salt water and take another sample of salt water from the bottom and again taste it. we will find that the saltiness, it will be same for both the samples. That means both the samples, when we are taking one sample from the top and another sample from the bottom, the saltiness will be same for both the samples. But when we will take one sample of sand water from the top, and let us try to count the number of sand particles in 1 tablespoon of sand water, okay, and then pour the water, sand water, and then again take second sample of sand water from the bottom. We will observe that the number of sand particles from both the samples will be different. So in this example, what we got to know that in case of salt water, the ratio of salt and water, it is same throughout the mixture. That means the ratio of salt, or we can say that the salt has been uniformly distributed over the entire solution or entire mixture. Clear? Or we can say that it is a homogeneous mixture. So in case of homogeneous mixture, the composition is uniform throughout. The composition is uniform throughout the mixture. But in case of heterogeneous mixture, the composition is non-uniform throughout. Non-uniform throughout. So what we got to know that in case of homogeneous mixture, the composition will be uniform, but in case of heterogeneous mixture, the composition will be non-uniform. Okay, so salt water, it is an example of homogeneous mixture, and sand water, it is an example of heterogeneous mixture. Now we will see our main topic, that is solution. Now what is a solution? So solution, it is a homogeneous mixture it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components. Clear? So basically solution, it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two types of component. So depending upon the number of component, we can classify solution. So depending on the number of component, the solution has been classified into three types, that is number one, it is binary solution, number two is ternary solution, and number three is quaternary solution. Now what is binary, what is ternary, and what is quaternary solution? See, binary solution means in which only two types of components will be there. Let us take an example, salt water. So salt water, it is an example of binary solution. So binary solution means two components. Two components will be there. In case of ternary solution, three components will be there. And in case of quaternary, four components will be present. Clear? So depending upon the number of components, we are classifying it as three parts. And in this chapter, we will only discuss about binary solution. Okay, so binary solution, that means it is having two components. Let us take component A and component B. When it will get mixed, let us assume it will give AB. Clear? Now it is a binary solution or two component solution. So in case of binary solution, the two components are called as, one is solute, another one is solvent. Now, what is a solute and what is a solvent? So, here we can write solute plus solvent equal to solution. So, what is our solute? Solute means substance present at minimum quantity. The substance which is present at minimum quantity is known as a solute. Let us take that example, our salt water. In case of salt water, salt is present in minimum quantity na, that means salt is our solute, and the water, it is present in maximum quantity, that's why water is called a solvent. So, the substance which is present at maximum quantity is called a solvent. Maximum quantity. So, we can conclude that in case of salt water, suppose salt plus water, here salt is our solute and solvent is our water. Clear? So, basically salt plus solvent, it will give us our solution. Clear? Now, this is on the basis of number of components. Now, second classification of solution, that is depending on the quantity of solute present in the solution. So, depending upon the quantity of solute present in the solution, we are classifying it as, first one is our unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution. Now, what is unsaturated solution? Unsaturated solution means, suppose we have taken one solvent, okay, let us assume here water, and in water, suppose we will add 1 tablespoon of salt, so we will get salt water or salt solution. Clear? Now, unsaturated solution means the solution in which it is having tendency to dissolve extra amount of solvent particles. Suppose we have taken 1 glass of water and into that we have added 1 tablespoon of salt. Clear? And after adding 1 tablespoon of salt, it has also the tendency, if we will add second tablespoon of salt, then also that second tablespoon of salt will be also can also be dissolved in our solvent. That means that solution is our unsaturated solution. That means the solution have tendency to dissolve extra solute particles is called unsaturated solution. Clear? Unsaturated solution has the tendency to dissolve extra amount of solute particles. That means if we will add more amount of solute, then it will dissolve into the solvent. Now, second is our saturated solution. Now, what is saturated solution? Saturated solution means, suppose we have taken that 1 glass of water and we have added 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt. After that, we will observe that some amount of salt particles, it will remain at the bottom. It will not get dissolved into the solvent. That means that amount of salt particles, it will not dissolve into the solvent. That means that solution has attained the saturation level. That means if we will add extra amount of solid particles, then it will not dissolve into the solvent. So that type of solution is known as saturated solution. So the solutions does not have the tendency to dissolve extra solute particles called saturated solution. Clear? That means those solution which does not have any tendency to dissolve extra amount of solid particles. Clear? That means the solution has been attained its saturation level. Now, the third classification is our supersaturated solution. So what is supersaturated solution? Take that saturated solution in which the solid particles are present at the bottom and which are not dissolving into the solvent. Now take that solution, saturated solution, and raise the temperature. Okay. So by increasing the temperature, we will observe that extra amount of solid particles, it will also get dissolved into the solvent. That means we have increased the saturation level. Okay, or we can say that we have increased the solubility level. So with rise in temperature, when we will increase the saturation level, that type of solution is known as supersaturated solution. So by increasing the temperature of saturated solution, the saturation level can be increased, which is called supersaturated solution. Clear? So these are our classification of solution. So depending upon number of components, we can classify solution as binary solution, ternary solution, and quaternary solution. And on the basis of the quantity of solute that is present in our solution, we are classifying it as saturated solution, unsaturated solution, and supersaturated solution. So it is all about our introduction part, or the solution and classification of solution. Clear? In the next video, we will discuss about the concentration of solution. Thank you.